We're back with the Hartwell College, short of American University. You know, Mr. President, your remarks the other day on economic justice, to me as a Roman Catholic, was so resonant with what the Holy Father Francis has been saying. Talk about that common Judeo-Christian or even further Muslim background to the belief we have a social responsibility, a moral responsibility to look out people who haven't made it in this country.
Yeah, there's no great religion that doesn't speak to this. At root, every great religion has some equivalent of the golden rule, some equivalent of the idea that I am my brother's keeper and my sister's keeper, some notion that even as we each take individual responsibility for acting in a responsible and righteous way, part of our obligation is to the larger world and to future generations. And you know, I think Pope Francis is showing himself to be just an extraordinarily thoughtful and soulful messenger of peace and justice. I haven't had a chance to meet him yet, but everything that I've read, everything that I've seen from him indicates the degree to which he is trying to remind us of those core obligations. And, you know, as I said in my speech yesterday, we live in a market economy that is the greatest generator of wealth in history. We're risk takers, we're entrepreneurs, and we're rugged individualists. And that's part of what makes us great. That's why we continue to be a magnet for strivers from all around the world, because they think, you know what, I'm not going to be held back by conventions and you know, traditions, and you know, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to make it. And we want to maintain that sense of character. But what I always remind people is that what also built this country was a sense of community and a sense of common endeavor. So whether it was building the Transcontinental Railroad or sending a man to the moon or helping to create the internet or curing diseases, you know, we always understood that there's some things we do better together, and that we should take pride as a nation in our ability to work in concert. And if, in fact, we are helping to assure that that kid over there who's not my kid has a chance at a good education, or that guy over there who I'm not related to has a chance at a decent job and a decent retirement, I'm going to be better off. I'm going to be living in a society that is more cohesive and is you know, going to create the kind of future for our kids that we all want. And that, more than anything, is at the core of the debate that I've been having with the Republican Party over the last several years. It's not just the details of the Affordable Care Act or you know, the minimum wage. Because as I said yesterday in the speech, look, if you've got better ideas for achieving the same goal, put them out there. I'm not wedded to one particular way of doing things. But the central argument I have is we do have an obligation to each other, and there's some things we can do together. And in fact, the big challenges that we have, whether it's immigration, climate change, an economy that works for everybody, improving our education system, making college more affordable, competing in the world economy, dealing with questions of war and peace, those are not things that Chris Matthews or Barack Obama can solve by ourselves. By necessity, we're going to have to do those together. And if we can at least agree on that, and agree that our system of self-government allows us to come together to take on those big problems, then, you know, we can figure out the specific policies, and that's where we can compromise and negotiate. But what I will not compromise on is the idea, for example, we shouldn't have 41 million people in this country without health insurance. That I won't compromise on. That's where it gets to who are we as a country, and my own sense of what my responsibilities are as President of the United States.